Stepping onto the middle of your mat, rolling out the shoulders. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale as they come down. Continuing this motion. Inhale, bringing the arms up. And exhale, bringing the arms down. Doing this at your own pace. Inhale. Arms down. Inhale. Circle as you bend down into forward fold. Start to pedal the legs, doing what feels good for you, warming up your legs for your practice. Starting to find stillness, bringing both heels to the mat. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, reach up for the sky slowly. Exhale, hands at heart center. Closing your eyes, connecting to your breath. Each breath deeper than the last. Taking a moment to set your intention for today's practice. Now, as thoughts arise, you treat them like a cloud in the sky, simply passing on by. Concentrating, meditating. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Going slow, we are still warming up the body. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, body creates a 90-degree angle. Hands come down onto mat, feet step back into plank pose. Tiptoes pushing you slightly forward, shoulders directly over wrists, bringing navel to spine, creating a straight line from your heels all the way to the tip of your head. Keep the gaze at the top of your mat and hold. Slowly bringing the knees back to the mat, prep for chaturanga. Keeping the elbows close to the body. Slowly exhale and come down. Palms stay planted on the mat and tops of feet come onto the mat. Using only your back muscles, inhale, bring the chin and upper body up. Hips are still on the mat. Exhale, come down. Going into another mini cobra, using your back muscles, slightly push into the palms, keeping the hips down. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, push into the palms and lift your chest off the floor, elbows hugging your side, opening your heart center. Exhale, push into downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Step, jump, or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch together, standing crescent to the right. Right hand pulling left hand, feeling this stretch on the left hand side of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Cactus arms for slight back bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as palms come down, you step back. Exhale as you slowly lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pushing your hips up to the sky in downward facing dog. Taking a couple deep breaths on your own, using this time to reconnect, recharge. You've got this. jump or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, reach up, standing crescent to the right. You've been here before. Inhale, reach up, standing crescent to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as you step back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push into downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths here on your own, feeling that constriction in the back of your throat as if you are fogging up a mirror directly in front of you. Knowing that your breath is here to guide you through every posture. Step, jump, or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale into chair. Maybe adding some pulses if it feels right for you. Remembering to cover your ears with the biceps, bringing the navel to the spine. Taking another inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as you step back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push into downward facing dog. Every breath should be deeper than the last. Step, jump, or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into chair. Biceps cover ears, navel to spine. If you would like to pulse, now would be the time. 10 more seconds. You've got this. 8, 7, 6. Just kidding, we done. Exhale, dive forward into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath. Step back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push into downward facing dog. Right leg comes up. Immediately bring the right leg into a right lunge. Right leg is creating a 90-degree angle. Arms are up overhead. Holding just a little bit longer. Hands come down onto the mat. Right foot steps back. Place it down on the mat or float it to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky. Taking a deep breath here. Lifting left leg into the sky. And then immediately bringing left leg through into left lunge. Bringing arms up overhead. Arms come back down, left foot steps back, option to float, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Place knees onto mat. Bring the hips back into child's pose. Arms are stretched out towards the front of your mat. Feel yourself sinking a little bit deeper. Connect to your third eye with Mother Earth. Maybe using this time to reconnect with your intention for today's practice. Slide your hands and chest forward. Hips lift toward the sky into puppy dog. Spine, shoulders, upper back, arms, and abdominal muscles are all being stretched right now. Sliding a little bit more forward until you eventually end up lying completely on your stomach. Place your palms on the mat directly under your shoulders. Tuck your toes onto the mat. Inhale before you start. Exhale, push into plank pose. Hold. This should feel uncomfortable. Create more width distance between your feet by bringing left foot more to the left side of the mat and right more to the right side of the mat. Inhale, right hand reaches overhead as if you are reaching for something directly in front of you. Use your core. Stabilize. Right hand comes back to the mat. Left hand reaches overhead. Stabilize. If you are feeling challenged, bring your focus back to the breath. See, all done. Bring hand back down, sinking back into child's pose. Maybe closing the eyes here, connecting with your breath, with your intention, feeling gratitude. Slide the palms forward into puppy dog, slowly until you end up lying down on your belly. Bring your palms under the shoulders, tuck your toes, take a deep breath in. Exhale as you push into plank pose. Bring the weight to the left hand side of the body, bringing right arm up into side plank. Option to float right toes. Hold. It's in these moments where we are uncomfortable that we are growing. Bring right hand and right foot down into plank, bringing the weight to the right hand side of the body. Left hand comes up into side plank. Option to float your left foot. Hold. Or try again if you fell out. That's what it's about. Mind to body connections. Hand and foot come down, shift to downward facing dog. Doing spinal waves by a slight bend in the knees, belly to the spine. Body weight shifts forward into plank. Immediately bend the knees, weight shifts back into bear pose. Push into the toes, hips come up into quick down dog. As body weight shifts forward into plank, bend the knees, push into down dog, continuing this variation of spinal waves. I was able to get this down by practicing plank, bear, down dog, and just continuing over and over. So hopefully that's something that helps in your practice. Couple more waves and find stillness in child's pose. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, thread the needle under your left armpit. Shoulder gently lays onto the mat. And sink a little bit deeper if you can. Keeping hips leveled with one another. Connecting with yourself. Right arm comes back to front of the mat. Left hand reaches up. Thread the needle under your right armpit. Shoulder gently comes to the mat, keeping hips leveled, and just sink into this posture. Always bringing the focus back to the breath. It is the most important part of this practice. Left hand back to front of the mat into child's pose. Hands grab onto ankles. You're going to engage your core, keeping a straight line. from hips to head and slowly come up using your core. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, come back up. Arms reach up into the sky. Arms T to the right. Inhale, reach up. Arms T to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, slight back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, come to all fours and slightly shift the weight forward and back. Stretch your wrist here. Transition to making C shapes with the side of your body, bringing right ear to right hip, left ear to left hip, continuing this motion, starting to add some hip circles, some head circles. Inhale when your chin looks up. Exhale as you push the earth away, doing what feels right for you in this variation of cat and cow. Find stillness and tuck your toes. Hover your knees 1 inch above the mat. Left knee to right elbow, bring it back. Right knee to left elbow, bring it back. Continuing this on your own until I say stop. Do not drop the knees. Continue. Stop. Shift into downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths in and out on your own. Look to the top of your mat. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Right leg steps back, arms come up into crescent lunge, keeping a 90-degree bend in the left leg. Inhale, reach up a little further. Exhale, come down into Superman. Do not dump your torso weight on your left leg. Hover it. Engage your left thigh, left glute. Come up into Warrior 2, arms to a T. Left toes pointing to the top of your mat, right toes pointed to the side of your mat. Maybe use your hands to properly open your hips to the side of the mat. Make any slight adjustments. Arms back to a T. Heels are in one line, so if you were looking at yourself in the mirror, your back heel would not be visible. Upper body is straight up, not leaning to any particular side. Straighten the front leg. Left hand reaches forward and down into triangle. Right arm is still extended to the sky. Your knee, thigh, and ankle is benefiting from this posture. Right arm comes down, left hand comes to the other side of your left leg. Back foot steps slightly forward. Inhale, arms and torso come up. Ensure hips are centered forward. Exhale, melt back down, trying to connect your belly to your left thigh. Bend left knee if that's what it takes to connect your knee to forehead. Walk your hands out until your biceps cover your ears. Hold. It may feel difficult to breathe in this posture, but focus on the air coming in through your nostrils, down your throat, chest, belly. Slight bend in the right toes as they push you forward into Warrior 3. Option to keep fingertips on the mat. Shift your weight upward into tree. You can place right sole of the foot on the inner left calf or inner left thigh, never on the knee. Make any adjustments if needed. Hands in prayer, keeping the gaze on a specific point directly in front of you. Hands turn into a lotus flower. Your lotus flower slowly starts to grow up in the air. Maybe they turn into branches. You're swaying in the wind. If you fall out, that's okay. You simply try again. There's many days where I fall out, and there's days I feel as still as a statue. It's different every day. Maybe your branches turn into postures. Move your arms freely, doing what feels right to you and only you. Starting to find stillness, bringing the hands to prayer. Bring the knee inward and higher up. Left hand grabs outer knee. Right hand reaches behind you. Pull on the knee to twist your torso to the right, bringing the gaze behind you. Doing it slowly if that's what it takes. This is a standing twist, opposite hand to knee. If you would like to test your balance, left hand grabs right toes, shifting the gaze backwards into a twist again. Slowly coming out of this, bringing both feet to the mat, stepping it out. Hands come behind your back to upper glutes and do a supported back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as you step back. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Left foot steps back into crescent lunge. Bring navel to spine, trying to create a 90-degree angle in the right leg. One more inhale, reaching up, lengthening the body. Exhale, coming down into Superman. Body weight shifts up, left leg rotates 90 degrees to the side, arms to a T into Warrior 2. Take this time to ensure your hips are directly open to one side of the mat. Right toes are facing top of the mat, left toes are facing left side of the mat. Arms back to a T, look forward, hold. Straighten the front leg, arms stay in a straight line as right hand comes down to the mat, left hand is reaching up directly to the sky, your gaze is up to the sky in triangle pose. Left hand comes down to the mat. Left foot steps forward about a complete foot. Left fingers stay on the mat. Right hand comes up into the sky in revolve triangle pose. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Slight bend in the back leg as your toes push you forward into Warrior 3. Option to keep the fingers down or bring the hands into prayer. From the the side, you should look like a T. Bring your chest up, bring your back leg up, bring the body up as your left sole of the foot meets your inner calf or your inner thigh. Your hands may turn into a lotus flower, which may turn into branches flowing in the wind, doing whatever feels right for your hands to test your balance. Find stillness, bringing your hands back to prayer, lifting the knee slightly higher. Right hand grabs for left knee and standing opposite hand to knee pose. Otherwise, your right fingers can reach for your left toes. Extend the left leg only if you feel like you are balanced. Left hand comes back, gaze comes to the back. I fell out of this the first few times. I still fall out of this now. What's important is that you get up and you try again. Some days that may mean you go for the full expression pose. Other days that may mean you go for the pose that your body can handle that day. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is only what feels good for your body. Stepping it out here, making sure you stretch your feet. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as you step back into plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg into the sky. Bring your right leg through and place your foot on the outside of your right hand. You may stay here with your arms stretched out completely. If you would like a deeper hip stretch, you can place your forearms onto the mat. Your leg can still hover, or you can place the knee onto the mat if that's easier. If your forearms came down, bring your hands back to the mat, stretching the arms out. Place your left knee on the mat, turning into a low lunge. Right hand comes to right knee to stabilize. Left hand reaches for left ankle, trying to create a 90-degree bend in our back knee. Remember to not dump any weight on your hips, rather use your heel to bring the weight up through your head. Release the left leg back to the mat. Right palm placed on the inside of the right foot. Forearms slowly make their way to the mat into lizard pose. Hands find their way back to the mat, straightening the right leg into half splits. Remembering to keep the hips leveled with one another. They are facing the front of your mat. You should feel a stretch in your right hamstring. Bend the right leg, right sole of the foot comes back to the mat. Hands plant down, push back into downward facing dog. Left foot reaches up to the sky, bringing left foot on the outside of left hand, prepping for lizard. You may stay here or option to bring the forearms to the mat. Back knee is hovering, however, you can place your knee on the mat if that feels better for your body. Back knee rests on the mat. Bring your left hand to left knee. Right hand reaches for right ankle, getting a deep stretch here. Release the bend in the back knee. bringing your forearms back to your mat into a deeper lizard pose. Bring your hands back to the mat, tuck your back toes, step back into downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here on your own, feeling so much gratitude for what you have accomplished so far. Look to the top of your mat, step each foot on the outside of your palms, coming down into a yogi squat. Hands are in prayer. It's possible your elbows are pushing out your knees, trying to keep that straight line of energy from the bottom of the spine to the tip of the head. You may stay in yogi squat. You will get a good stretch in this position. If you would like to try a crow pose, place your hands on the mat, bring your hips up to the sky, slight bend in the knees. Place your elbows directly over your wrists. Bring your knees on top of your elbows or on your triceps, wherever you feel sturdy. Keep your gaze on the top of your mat. If you would like to play with it by bringing 1 foot up at a time, you can do so. One of my favorite things to do is to lean back and forth. If you take a moment to look at me, you see how I am slightly putting the weight on top of my elbows over the wrists, and then I come back. Notice how my toes stay on the ground the whole time. This is a drill I used to do that helped me nail down my crow pose, so hopefully you find some benefit in it too. To come out of crow, place 1 foot down at a time. Place your hands back onto the mat and slowly roll up your spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Retain the breath as you step back into plank, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, hips to down dog. Right leg steps forward into crescent lunge. Exhale, down to Superman. Transition into warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, leaning forward as you come down in triangle. Hand comes down, stepping back foot forward. Right hand comes up in revolve triangle. Hand comes back down, stepping forward into warrior 3. Bring your body upright. Left sole of the foot is placed on right calf or right inner thigh. Right hand reaches for left knee. Left hand reaches behind you. The gaze follows. Let go of the leg, gaze forward, untwisting the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward into crescent lunge. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, arms come down into Superman. Back leg rotates 90 degrees, arms to a T, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, leaning forward, coming down into triangle. Right arm comes down, back leg steps forward a little bit, left arm comes up in revolve triangle. Left arm comes down, back leg pushes you forward into warrior 3. Body weight shifts upward, bringing your right knee into your left calf or left thigh. Left hand grabs onto right knee, right hand reaches backward, the gaze follows. Release the leg, bring your body back to a normal standing position, stepping it out, bringing yourself yourself to all fours, prepping for a handstand. Once you are on all fours, you're going to bring your forearms to the mat. Your elbows are shoulder width distance apart, hands clasped together to create a basket. Make sure your basket feels secure. You're going to place the top of your head inside of that basket. Make sure your head is comfy, your arms are stabilized. Start to walk in your toes and knees a little bit. Tuck in your toes, and you're going to slowly lift your knees off of the mat. Your toes start to tiptoe closer into your body. If you stay here, you are getting the same benefits of a headstand. If you would like to attempt a full expression headstand, slowly bring up one leg at a time and the other leg follows. Use your core and arm muscles to stabilize you in the air. Breathe. Bring one foot down at a time, sinking your hips back into child's pose. Using this time to connect with the body, the breath, the soul. Come up to all fours. Inhale, bringing the chin up, dropping the belly. Exhale, pushing the earth away into cat. Maybe adding some hip and head circles, doing what feels good for you and your body. Bring your body up, weight on the knees, place your hands on your lower back, upper glutes, dropping the head back for a supported back bend as deep as you need to go. If you would like to do a camel pose, bringing your right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle, opening your heart center to the sky. Otherwise, continue keeping your hand on your upper glutes for a supported back bend. If you did a full camel pose, place your hands back to your glutes, bringing your body weight back up, going onto all fours, doing a couple of cat-cows here to reset the spine. Starting to find stillness on all fours. Bringing your legs in between your hands to the front of the mat, sitting on your bum. Until you eventually roll down on your back. Flat spine on the mat. Legs come up, feet are flexed. Slowly separate the legs, creating a middle splits in the air. Bringing them back together, exhale. Inhale, separate them. Exhale, bringing them back together. Inhale, separate. Exhale, bringing them back together. Continue a couple more on your own. Bring the legs together, bend your knees, drop your legs over to the right hand side of the body, left hand extends, gaze over to the left side. Bring your knees back to center, Knees drop over to the left-hand side of the body. Right hand extends, gaze over to the right. Bringing your knees back to center, giving yourself a quick hug, showing yourself so much love. Relaxing the legs down, extending the arms down in final resting position, Savasana. Closing the eyes, palms are facing up, maybe lifting our heart center just a little bit as we try and get our shoulders to touch and meet behind us. We sink deeper into the mat. Start by wiggling the fingertips, the toes, maybe rocking the head from side to side, bringing the arms up overhead as if we are just waking up for the day. Bending the knees, arms hug your body, rolling from side to side until you fall over to the side that calls you. Using your top arm to push up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Taking one more inhale together. Exhale, bringing our hands to heart center. The light and divine in me honors the light and divine in you. I am so proud of you for showing up for today's practice. Namaste.